all those buildings on Second.
Yeah.
And then NLT was gonna bulldoze down the Ryman Auditorium. And I know they're really glad they didn't do it now, but I mean, that was a definite reality at that time. And with the waterfront.
Was instrumental in
Oh,
saving
buddy,
Second.
absolutely, he was so good about this on our board. And I remember the Riverfront Park, Richard Fulton was, him, Sandra, and Betty Brown were so instrumental in that. And we always thought that, gosh, we have a riverfront park, and then we can watch Nashville at work on the other side. And they were dreaming there'd be an NFL stadium over there. And now, if they could ever get rid of the junk place over there, it's down the left, which they'll do, that'll really be neat over there. Nashville, everything Nashville does, and Brentwood, the Nashville area, most of it is done so well.
Complements each other. Complements each other.
Yeah, they do, and people care in this area. Nashville, as big as it continues to get, that's still the way it is. And
It's always had respect for the past and preserving and preservation has always been important.
it has been. And that's what makes this city unique, I think. And as big as we're getting, we're not like, we're spreading out, but we're not like so many big cities that you can't distinguish between. I think the Skinnerborn Center is just so wonderful, and that's another example right there.
Who's that?
You don't recognize that house? It's me. I was 6 months old. And like I said, that's my grandmother holding me up. That's Emma Bryan, and that's the front of the house. I thought that might be all that we could get at the front of the house. To a baby.
I have a question about when it was a dairy farm. I've heard that at the lower end of Wellesley Way, there was a pond, and it was a lined
It was.
pond.
It was. It was kind of, I don't know why it was ever put there, but it was a watering place for the horses, and it was lined.
So for horses, not cows then?
No, that was not part of the dairy farm. That was right here. The big house was sitting up here, and then this was the field where the horses, that may have been at one time, but when I knew it, it was just kind of silted up, but it was a concrete line, it looked like concrete blocks laid in there, and it was concrete line. It was right down here.
Sort of a watering trough.
Yeah, it's something to gather water, catch the rain, cause this all sloped down going that way, and then it would catch the water there. Yeah, I remember that. You're exactly right, man. It was, trying to think, gosh, just so many. Although my grandfather had all kinds of buttercups up here, right to the left as you come in on Landmark Place. To the left, they were all just millions of buttercups. You remember that? Yeah, I'd go up there, we'd go up there and dig some up, and it had all different kinds. And then my grandfather had an enormous, continuing on up over there, he would always have, I'm told, a big vegetable garden. There was an orchard back behind that on the far west property line over there. And it wasn't a very productive orchard. They had some apple trees that didn't produce, that I remember. They'd get little old green things, and that's all it would be. But it was, yeah, something, I don't know, but it was. And Daddy, I know, there's an old road, he always wanted to try to maintain a right of way. There used to be a road, came off just up from about where the entrance to River Oaks is down there. And you can see back in there, there's an old road that goes in there, and he wanted to maintain that as a right of way for the farm in case we ever wanted to develop it. It's just a big ditch and a gully. And every so often, he thought he was establishing it as a right of way if he would drive down through there. He had a little old Oldsmobile. And I don't know one time we went off in that ditch and had to get a record to pull it out. Oh gosh, we need to. That's right. And then the road was okay coming after you crossed the little creek and came on up. But I remember he'd take off and say, "Oh, here we go again."
Keeping it right way open.
Yeah, and then Bob Cohen, just came right through and worked that out with the man there. And it's the Swindell, and he got a lot of two, and, let him cut through his place right there.
Okay, well,
Vance, this is a
Been fun.
pleasure. No, this is a pleasure. I love this. This is, I wanna do this. My mother's 94, and I would love to do something like this with her. And she said, I don't know where to start. And it's kind of what you're saying. You get started, and you start talking, and then you remember other things, and you can go on forever and ever. But this is a fun place. Trying to, I can't.
Mary Lou, you got anything?
Well, I just appreciate your coming.
Well, Mary Lou, I appreciate being asked. This is a lot of fun, and if you ever decide, I don't know what Baby
Yes.
could add, but, because they lived here, it's just kind of like they lived on the other side of the world at that time. And, but be happy to get her to come.
Bobby, is there enough room on the tape to
Yes.
add some of the
Yes.
gaps and things, and then
Yes.
we'll wrap it up? then?
Okay, all right.
Did y'all take this, hey, copy?
Very.
Like for Barry Hill?
I'm glad I remembered that, and I'll look at it. I've got that. I don't know what it, doesn't have much to do with Brentwood, the Berry side. Let me see. That's Bryan, but there's one of the Donaldsons, and he died, and she married Dr. Song. Song was up in Hendersonville, and they had Dr. Bryan. That's a rock castle. That's where that old place,
Yeah.
family place, it's gonna be a treasure. Here it is, right here. She has a will. This. One of whom was John III. Well, no one. Because Rachel was John II. He had. Here's Rachel's thing. He had. Yeah, this is the one that had all the children. John, where's Rachel on here? Because she was his sister.
Well, you